everybody, my name is Nevyn, and I would like to welcome you back to Bytes here on pixelattack.net. Today's game is Sandstorm by Daniel Linton, and this is a top-down exploration game where you play as somebody who's on a pilgrimage to Mount Distant. And you get all of that information right here on the front screen. There's not a lot else that's actually told to you through the game, except by things that you, letters that you discover, and you can always come back here and read through the ones that you have. There are, I think, 20 letters, and as you discover them, they unveil bits and pieces. I believe that these are left by somebody prior to you that was on this same adventure, though it's not really clear. It could easily be left by you yourself because of just how time works in the game, and I'll explain that more once we actually get into it. In addition to that, let's see if I can find the screen. You have a bestiary about a camel. Yay, it doesn't really tell you anything else about the camel. But if you collect 10 letters, you unlock this. Completing the game unlocks that. Blah, 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 blah. Secrets, secrets, secrets. Trinkets, secrets, secrets, secrets. It's basically a repeatable top-down exploration game where you unlock secrets to discover the meaning of your journey. That's what I understand about the game from a story perspective, and there's more that's told to you through the letters that you find. Without further ado, let's actually go ahead and hop in here. I want to say right off the bat that the graphical style in this game, just the aesthetic that they've gone here, is very, very cohesive. Everything really fits. The sound design is solid, and I feel like that's probably because there aren't really a lot of sounds in the game. There's one for walking around, some sounds for the camel, moving around the desert, and when you pick stuff up. And it's just all really, really good at delivering that atmosphere, especially when you've got some headphones on. It's really easy to get into. So the basic game, it'll start the same every time. You pick up your camel, you hook him to your cart, and this letter, I believe, is always the same every single time. I'm not really sure if letters and stuff like that are randomized, or if placement of anything is randomized, or if just by the nature of this game it feels like it is, but either way, top notch. As you progress, that little sun at the top will go down because you're moving with your camel, you know, time passes, and when that goes all the way down, night will happen, you will go to sleep, you will wake up, and your camel will be gone, and you have to find it, bring it back to the cart, and keep going. Also, as you go through, the little thing down at the bottom, that square with the directions, will show you how close you are to actually finishing the game. And it's nice to know, it's a nice measure to have, though I feel like having something more precise would be cool. So yeah, once you're in, you may get lucky and you might see some tracks. Bam! And be able to get your camel back right away. But I believe as the days pass and as time goes, it will be less and less likely, or he will be further and further out, is what I'm trying to say. You also find trinkets. Like, I believe I just found a compass. So previously I had like the thing that the compass would go in, now I actually have a compass, so that's awesome. And then this weird little dragon thing. I think that each compass does something, like the sun one, I actually got the sun at the top of the screen. Oh, I want to pick up my flags. I actually got the sun at the top of the screen when I picked up the trinket that you see to the far right. So maybe this compass will help me. Oh, you took off, buddy. Maybe this compass will help me find my way or something like that, and I don't know what the little sand dragon does. I will be honest, when I first played through this, there came a day when the camel, I just could not find him at all, and it was really frustrating to have to sit through the time. Because the day passes incredibly slow when you're not moving. And it's really dangerous to walk far from your cart, because there's a very real possibility of you not being able to find it again. And you'll probably get a good example of that in this day, because look around the edges of the screen, nothing. Don't see the camel, so you kind of just have to pick a direction and go. But something that I want to point out is that the camera is constantly rotating, which is why it's a good thing that you have these flags. Because as you go... Oh, God, we got so lucky just now. Oh, a well? What is this? What is this? This is a well. That's fantastic. I didn't even... Like, I had no idea that that was here. But as you move, the camera will rotate, and the sand will cover up your tracks. So it's very, very possible to get lost here, and I just want to say that I really like that. If that hadn't been a thing, then there wouldn't have been a lot to say about this game, but I feel that that really, really adds to it. So we got our camel on day 3, and we are just trucking right along. And even while you're moving here, the camera's rotating. And I just want to again emphasize that the camera rotating. Oh no, I lost my time just disappeared. I dropped my trinket for the time thing, so now I don't have that. I can't actually tell how much time I have left in a day. Lots of random little things like that'll happen. But sorry, I keep getting distracted. The edges of the screen are a very important part that really, really add to the atmosphere of this game. Because as you get away from the center of the screen, or anything that's away from the center of the screen is harder to see. Because there's this kind of curvature and this kind of distortion that goes on at the edge, as well as things being more covered by sand. And that all just simulates the, you know, not really simulates, but amplifies the sandstorm that's really going on here. So this is one of those days where it's very likely that we won't be able to actually find our camel. It's possible that there's a secret to finding the camel that I am just 100% missing. Because I read a letter that said he stopped to eat some grass, but I haven't ever been able to make that really mean much of anything. Another letter that I picked up said something about the wind trying to tell me something, but again, that didn't really end up helping. Anything over here? I found a letter, which is good. A mountain distance stands like a beacon on the horizon waiting for me. I've already exchanged my palfrey for a camel, and although the camel appears to take no notice of me whatsoever, he is strong and looks to be well bred. So those are the letters that I was talking about, and again, I'm not sure if they're placed randomly or not. Oh god. Okay, but I got really lucky there. There's a lot of having to remember which way you came from, but because of how the camera's rotating and how you're constantly getting confused and lost, there isn't really a lot else to do with that. Though I do have a compass. I do have a compass now. The trinkets that you pick up will stay with you. Oh, I found you! Oh, I'm so happy. The trinkets that you find do stay with you between games, so if you... I didn't know this before, but you can actually just hit the back button on your controller. You can play this with the controller or a keyboard and mouse. You can hit the back button on your controller to head back to the title screen. You don't actually have to stick out the time between days. So I think that that's definitely points forward, because it, again, very frustrating to wander all day and not be able to find them. You can just hit that button that says, oh well. All in all, I think this is a very good game that could have done a couple of things better. Though, like, you can say that, but I don't know. Perhaps finding the camel could have been a bit easier. Just something to make it a little more accessible to people. But at the same time, I understand why things are the way they are, and it's totally fine, because I enjoy it, though it's not something I can see myself playing a whole lot. After a brief survey, the local flora seems to be made up of dustweed, sandsprout, and the occasional rockwood. The beautiful and elusive sunrose, okay, has yet to make an appearance, but I am still hopeful. So I think that the sunrose is probably a secret that you can find or something like that. Anyways, all in all, a very solid game, very atmospheric, and it does what it does well and with purpose. You can check this out on itch.io. It is about $3, I believe. And for the price, I would definitely say if you're a fan of Journey or any really unforgiving games, it's definitely something that I think you should check out. There's a link to it in the description below. If you have any suggestions for a game that I should check out on Indie Bytes, feel free to leave a comment below or to send me a message on Twitter. My handle is @ForkH. You can also send me an email at nevyn@pixelattack.net. That's all for this episode. I will see you guys next time. Bye!
For the love of games!